open it up once in a while to play the stupid mini game.
True. Well, we're live, John.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Hello.
so this is number 24 of our weekly game dev chat. This week is
Hello.
yeah, hello. Yeah. So this week, apparently we both don't have a lot to talk about, right?
Sad.
Primarily because of our work schedule. Is that right, John?
Yeah.
Okay, so last week what did we talk about?
Last week I think I showed Tetris with music. Okay, let me demo.
Okay.
Tetris.
I shall lower the volume of the BGM.
Okay. Let's see if this works. Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
So anyway, that's that. So yeah, last week I showed playing of some background music in the GBA for Tetris.
Mm-hmm.
But then the music file was pretty huge because I was basically putting in the whole wave file into the game.
Right.
And even at a sampling rate of 8,000 hertz, it was still pretty huge. So I cannot test on the GBA. So I'm looking for a way to get smaller music into the game. And one way of doing that is by playing mod files. Mod files being those the kinds that the music that you compose for, say, the Amiga or something.
Right.
Old school music.
How would the format of a mod file look like?
Right, the format is usually you have audio clips, small audio clips, or you call them samples.
Mm-hmm.
Small audio samples, and then in the mod file you specify play this sample for how long, play the next sample for how long, and so on and so forth.
Question.
It's kind of like MIDI.
I have a question. Do you need to have the audio data, right? For every single note, or do you just work from a base note and then manipulate it in runtime?
Right. Yeah, I think it works with you have a base note and then you manipulate it at runtime. So you say, oh, play this note at a particular frequency. Or yeah.
Okay. Is
different
that
sampling rate for the audio.
Is that not expensive?
Is that not expensive? Well, you'd be surprised, I guess, because essentially you're stepping through your audio file. You basically tell it how much you want to. Okay, so if you're playing like a 16K hertz audio clip,
yes,
and if you're playing it out at 16K hertz as well, you would step through the audio basically byte by byte.
Okay.
Yeah, assuming that your audio data is each audio sample is 1 byte. So you just step through it one byte by byte. If you were to play it at twice the frequency, now if your audio output is still 16 kilohertz, but you want to play the original note which was sampled at 16 kilohertz, you want to play it at twice the frequency, so 1 octave higher.
Yeah.
What you do is you just step through the notes, the samples, the audio samples, 2 bytes at a time.
Right.
Take the first byte, then skip one, take the next byte, skip one, and so on and so forth. So to change the frequency, you just need to figure out the ratio in which you need to advance the data pointer.
It has the side effect of making the clip shorter, right?
That's true. Yeah.
I see. Oh, I guess that's what Game Maker does then for their pitch, because it actually end up having the clips a lot shorter as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. There are ways to play a note or play an audio sample, audio clip at the same with the same duration but at a different pitch. But that one is a lot more intensive.
Right.
A lot more computation involved. And
right.
So that's stuff that you only find, say, like when you're actually making your music or making some audio clip in, say, Audacity or something. Then you would do that. I think at runtime you would probably just want to, okay, I'll play it twice as fast, but make it half the duration.
Ah, understood. So that's like the fast way of changing pitch.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah.
Hmm.
What? If you want to play it slower, does it mean you play the same byte, like 2 frames? You know.
Yeah, I think that's how you do it.
Interesting. That's very cool.
So definitely there'll be some kind of distortion because this is not a very smart way of doing it. I think a smarter way would probably it would probably have to do with you might want to do some kind of Fourier transform or something to modify the sound. But I'm not too familiar with the details yet.
Right,
I
but
still need to do more reading.
in any case, it probably isn't something you want to do on GBA, right?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. That's very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. So anyway, that was last week. This week I was working on following a tutorial on how to do basically write the mod player. And so I was following this tutorial called Sound on the Game Boy Advance by some guy called Deku. It's under some Deku's tree of art or something.
I love the reference. Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, there's a whole eight-day tutorial talking about how to do audio sampling on the GBA.
Right.
So I've been following this tutorial, and so I have a mixer now. Let me try to do this. Let me build it, and I'm only playing the clip once, so I can hear it. Yeah. But if you hear it, you can hear there's quite a bit of distortion in the audio clip.
Is that so? What kind of distortion?
It just doesn't sound right.
Oh, okay.
Let me up the volume.
Okay.
Where is the preferences? Let's up the volume a bit. Let me design this. Okay. Oh no.
That's fine.
It hanged.
Oh. Oh, okay. Wow, that's loud.
Okay, it's back.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. I see. I hear a lot of buzzing.
Yeah, a lot of buzzing, right? And for some reason, I think it is because my mixing function. So I have this function here called mix. It runs through. So I have 4 channels of data, but you can ignore that fact. Right now I'm just using 1 channel already. So it runs through each audio sample, and then basically it will just add it to my array, my mixing array.
Right.
But the thing is, my mixing array is all zeros at the start already. So essentially there's no pluses. But for some reason, what can I say? For some reason, I think this whole loop is kind of too slow. And so the audio clip ends up being scuffed. I don't know what you call it.
Too slow. Wait, I don't understand. What's this loop supposed to do again? Mix the...
It's supposed to add up all the audio samples
Yes.
that I have running at the same time.
Right.
Of which I only have 1 audio sample, like one audio clip playing right now.
Yeah.
Even so, I feel like this whole loop is probably running slow or something, and causing the audio to sort of distort, because it's probably like skipping frames. Like this frame is playing audio, next frame it's still waiting on the audio or something like that. There's no audio data to play. Or something like that. I still need to figure it out.
You mean this function is not executed within a single frame?
It might not be.
Oh, okay.
It might. Yeah, I feel like it might not be, which is why the audio is kind of weird.
What does that mean? Does it mean that you have a separate thread for the audio?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing is I don't have any separate thread. So I have to do it together with the rest of the rendering code and all that. Not that I'm rendering anything at all.
Right. But what I still don't understand. Why would it be slow? Wait, let me think. Oh, so the wait, how does it work? You have to mix the entire clip and then save it in an array, and then you send it to whatever API is offered to you, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So the way it works is there is a what do you call it? Okay, so there's a memory location that you write to. It's called, for now, let's call it FIFO-A. This is a memory location uh, where the GBA reads the audio data to play.
Right.
This memory location called FIFO-A. Now, I need to. What happens is I turn on this thing called DMA transfer to FIFO. I'm telling it to transfer the GBA CPU to transfer memory from a particular location into FIFO-A.
Okay.
So every time you write into FIFO-A, right, it sort of pushes the audio data into a buffer.
Right.
Now, with DMA transfer, DMA standing for direct memory access,
Right.
direct memory access, the CPU doesn't really, you don't need to sort of write code to go and copy the data one by one.
Okay.
The CPU automatically transfers the data from your source location to the destination. In this case, the destination is FIFO-A.
Okay.
So basically, all I need to do is I need to just set aside one buffer, which I call buffer. This is the location set aside for DMA to
To play audio.
to read from.
Okay.
Yeah. So DMA reads from this buffer. It's a buffer of, say, I think I have it as 300 something audio samples.
Right.
And DMA will just read this, and so this will go down.
Do you have any control over when it does the reading?
I don't quite have any control over it.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I tell it to start the transfer,
Right.
and then it will transfer data at a certain rate.
Right.
You can sort of tell it the rate to do the transfer.
Right.
Somewhere, I think. Yeah, you kind of use the timer. The GBA has some timers built onto it, and so I set up a timer over here. Yeah, timer for FIFO transfer, and then so I tell it to run. The DMA transfer will occur every time this timer overflows or something like that.
Okay.
Rather, every time this timer says I'm done counting, then DMA will perform one transfer, and then the timer will reset, and then it will count again. And once it reaches the counter, it will say I'm done counting. DMA will transfer one more byte over.
Right. Byte. I see.
Yeah, byte.
I see.
The audio works on just a byte, 0255
Right.
or something like that. Yeah.
It's just really low level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be a DMA transfer. So this is how it goes. I write my data into buffer, and every once in a while, a DMA transfer will happen, and it will push the data into the FIFO, and then the GBA will just play that byte or something like that.
Understood.
So right now, it feels like my audio, the rate I'm filling the buffer might not be fast enough for the DMA to transfer properly or something like that.
I see. So you're still trying to iron out some of the kinks.
Yeah.
Ah.
So anyway, auto channel. So I can show you like without thing channels. So will this work? I hope this works. Go like. It did not work.
It did. What did you just do?
Oh, I think I forgot to do something.
You broke it.
I broke it.
Let me lower the volume. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hang on. If I need to do this.
John, you love doing live coding, right?
Yeah, it's the best way of coding. Okay.
Anyway, hello
Joseph.
Chow, hello Jofa, thanks for dropping by.
Fixed 14. I think it's 14. No. Wait, fixed.
Posted the
Point.
link
Oh,
to the...
so
Oh, that's okay. Thanks so much, Al. This is gonna be a very short stream though. So every week we show each other what we have done over the week basically. And for me, I probably I don't have much to show this week. Yeah, but my turn will come. Right, John?
yep. Okay. Live coding. Let's.
Right. So
let's
John
do
is showing what his whoa. John is showing his GBA project. John, would you like to show your Tetris thingy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me just lower the volume.
Okay.
on this
Understood.
thing. Okay. Oh no, it's hanging. So bad.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Time to get ourselves a
Tetris.
new laptop.
Yep. See. So there's Tetris on the GBA.
Right.
Well, running in an emulator.
Right. With music from Space Jack, that's why it doesn't match. It's very good.
So anyway, yeah, back to the mixing, audio mixing. So if you listen to it now,
Oh.
you can tell that it's not
Yeah, it's not buzzing
distorted anymore, right?
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
why is that?
Whereas-
What do you change?
Oh, I changed it to just write straight into my buffer. So previously the one I showed earlier was I was performing some mixing.
Right.
So adding into a intermediate buffer to mix them all, and then after that, finally performing a divide and putting the data into the final buffer.
Mhm.
But for some reason, I feel like possibly it could be that the whole computation is too slow, which is why it results in the distortion.
Right.
Go back to it.
So,
I can hear a lot of buzzing. Right.
right.
Mm.
And the reason why
So
you're
yeah,
exploring this new approach is because you want to keep the size smaller.
right. Yeah, because the music doesn't have to be a full, like just the wave data, pure wave data, right? With the mod file, you just need a few audio clips, and then you're just playing those audio clips in a different pattern, in different patterns and all that.
Right. Understood.
Almost like MIDI, but
Right.
with better audio sample.
Whereas the one that you just wrote before, that was feeding the entire clip
Yeah.
into the buffer.
So
I
it
see.
was like a I don't know, it was like a 10 KB thing, and that's like not even the full Metalius music, the Space Jack music. I had to cut it down to a small portion that sounded like it could loop properly.
Right.
Yeah, and even then that was too big for it to fit into the multi-boot ROM.
Just a moment, John. I have a request. Java is asking if I can turn down the wait time. 30 minutes? Oh, I didn't realize it was 30 minutes. Hang on, Let me turn it back. No, apparently
Wait time?
you cannot. Apparently you have to wait 30 minutes before you can chat. Or if you just follow. I think it was I think Amanda turned it on because I was like follow botted or something 2 weeks ago. Yeah, let me let me switch it back. Yeah, I think this is how I do it. I think I'm switching it back. Oh, okay, yeah. I think I turned it back. Hello, Joffa. Thanks for the follow. Okay, John. Yeah.
That's what happens when you're popular sensei.
No. It's weird. It's like all of a sudden there's like hundreds of followers and they all have like random names. So yeah, I managed to remove them. Yeah, I managed to remove it. That was weird.
Anyway, back to this. So yeah, I still need to work on figuring out why the audio is so distorted. But in the meantime, I kind of wrote some helper classes to help me out. Yeah. So if you notice this thing called fixed 12, that's my fixed point arithmetic class.
Okay.
I go to fixed point. Oh, so basically, I have a template, C++ template class for fixed point arithmetic.
Wait, do you not have floating
Um,
points for GBA?
no, you don't. There's no floating point hardware on the GPA. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, if you can actually still compile it, I guess, compile floating point stuff, but essentially the compiler will just turn it into a software emulated floating point computation,
Right,
which would end up pretty slow, I guess.
right.
So might as well just stick to fixed point.
That's cool. Let's take a
Yeah,
look.
you specify the type the base type that you want to use, and the n here is the number of decimal digits, the
Right.
precision of the data.
Right. This.
So, for example,
Yeah. So this is what people used to do, right? For PlayStation Dev, right? When did
well,
people stop doing this? Yeah. I
I
suppose.
don't know about
Yeah. You
I
don't
don't
know.
know about PlayStation.
Yeah, I think PlayStation there's no floating point support. Like, do you remember back in NYP there was a Japanese developer who came over to give a talk, and he
I don't
did
remember,
mention that there was no floating. Oh, you don't remember that?
no, I don't remember.
Okay, thanks for the follow. I see. But cool, man. Cool. It's cool to see this being implemented.
So yeah, but I guess fixed point arithmetic is pretty simple. It's just doing some kind of shift in the data when you need to go back to. Actually, the reason I use a multiply and a divide over here is because apparently, like in C and C++, shifting signed integers can lead to undefined behavior.
Oh,
So so just to be safe, I'll just multiply and divide and leave it to the compiler to figure out what's the best way to do it.
say again. I didn't quite follow.
Right. So say you do something like -1 shift 1. What do you expect what do you expect?
This would be I guess times 2, right? Minus
Yeah.
2? Minus 2?
But
Yeah. Oh, but that's
technically it
negative.
would be.
Right.
Yeah. So it turns out that this is actually undefined, I think. If you do if you do this would probably be undefined behavior. Whatever. Anyway, this would probably be either implementation defined or undefined behavior.
Right.
And I wanted my code to be a little more portable, so I'll just do a multiply over here and leave it to the compiler to decide what's the best thing to do. If the compiler feels like it can do a shift instead, then I'll just do a shift.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I'm not entirely sure I follow. Leave it to the compiler to decide. What do you mean?
I mean, normally we would say you just do v shift n.
Right.
For this.
Yeah.
But in this case, if v was some negative number,
Yes.
then it's not entirely clear.
What the output will be, right?
Yeah. Whereas the compiler will know for its target architecture whether this v shift n is whether like if I multiply by 1 shift n, whether it should just do a shift or whether it should just carry out a proper multiplication.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
So like with optimization turned on, it is possible that the compiler would just turn this into this.
Right.
With full optimization turned on. Yeah. So in the interest of making my code a little more portable, I'll just do a multiplication and hope that the compiler will do the optimization for me.
Understood. Okay. Yeah. I think I kind of get it. Okay.
But anyway, then I have a lookup table for sines and cosines. And yeah, then I kind of did a little demo. Let's see. Tween demo.
Yes. Oh, you have stuff moving now?
Yeah.
Alright,
So
man.
did the tween and did a bit of floating point stuff. It's a blue bean.
Oh, okay, you did the rotation as well.
Yeah. It's actually a Sonic sprite, but
It's a what? It's a Sonic?
it's a Sonic sprite.
That's Sonic. What the
Yeah.
hell? That looks like a bean. Oh, right, I see, I see. That was like a mid spin, mid spin.
Yeah, let me see if I have the yeah. So it's the blue bean over here. One of the blue beans.
Chow recognizes it. He recognized that it's Sonic. Ah, because of the little bit of red, right? That's the shoes. Ah. I
No,
noticed,
I can't pass this off as a blue bean anymore.
I noticed that's rotation. How do you rotate the sprite in GBA again?
Right. So the GBA supports rotation of
Yeah.
sprites,
Mm-hmm.
but you kind of need to hang on. Let me just go back to the code. You kind of need to specify a whole bunch, kind of a matrix. You need. How do I say it? Let's see. Where is it? Let's go to Tonk.
Okay.
It's the ultimate guide for GBA development.
Awesome.
So affine sprites. It's kind of a matrix that you specify to say. Let me see. Where is it? Hang. Where is it?
I think the video is lagging. It's not even moving at the moment.
Oh,
Your,
okay.
your video feed,
Ah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now. Yes.
Right. So there's kind of a matrix over here for specifying the scaling and the rotation of the sprite.
Right.
Of course, it's you might say that these numbers, these formula look a bit weird, and that's because it's the inverse matrix.
Okay.
Because the GBA does a mapping from world space into texture space, or
Right.
something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Which is why, like, you wanna multiply, if you wanna scale by one in the x direction, you scale by 2 in the x direction. You need to kind of divide this thing by 2,
Right.
something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Right,
then the rotation matrix is also kind of blocked.
Alright, I think you mentioned this last time as well, right? Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, the GPA supports it. It supports 2 different kinds of sizes for performing the rotations, the transformation on the sprite. So you can have a double-sized affine transformation, or you can have the regular size. So the GBA actually can allow your sprite to be twice the size of what you specify, so
Right.
that it gives you enough space to do the transformation. Otherwise, because if you rotate without doubling the
Then it gets clipped, right?
area, it'll get clipped. Yeah.
John, what about the origin? So you have the rotation matrix and whatnot, but the
Yeah.
rotation is about the sprite center, or like where do you specify this?
Yes. It's actually in the center of the sprite. Something like this. I don't really remember where it is, but it happens. The rotation and scaling, whatever, all the transformations take place around the center of the sprite. The center of the sprite is the origin.
Ah, I see. I see. Cool.
Yeah.
So these
So
are
I
all
can,
like built in, right? Built in.
It's built in.
I see.
So but it kind of makes some things a bit more troublesome. But I guess nothing a little bit of mathematics can't solve.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, the mathematics here that I have is kind of blocked.
Buck in what
was-
sense?
I was intending for my Sonic to sort of look like it's going. You know, when you run through the circular path, it's supposed to kind of look like it's running on the circular path. But right now, it kind of goes under the floor. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
right.
Okay. Wait. Oh, right. I think I get what you're saying. But, so you're saying that the floor is in the center, right? There's a line in the center
Yeah.
representing the floor.
Yeah.
I see.
or at least something like that. So yeah, I will need to work on the mathematics. I just did this morning. So
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Always last minute, right?
yeah, last minute stuff never works out.
This is
Well,
very
anyway,
cool. Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah, did the specified a bit of tween. Let's take a look at the tween. So the tween is over here, and so basically just 3 different linear tweens. Should probably get around to adding some different kinds of easings. But anyway, I'm saying position x, y, and the angle of rotation.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So this is my 360. Go from 0 to 360.
Right. This is a continuation of what you showed last week, right? The twin library that you wrote.
Yeah.
Cool.
Made a bit of modification to it as well. Previously, you saw that I had an empty. I had to use like some if constant expression in my tween function.
Yeah.
I figured out I didn't really need that. I just have to specify the base.
Okay.
The base state, the base case of my recursive tween class.
How do you
to
do
be.
that? Yeah.
So here I just say there's the base state takes in 1 easing, and the remaining cases, I will specify easing 1 and easing 2, and then the rest, right? So this will take at least 2 tweens, whereas the base case just takes just 1 tween.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. So then I can get rid of the constant expression.
Right. You don't have the empty one anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't have the empty one anymore.
I see. Okay. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So yeah, that's all that I've done for this week. I will go back to figuring out why the audio is borked.
Right. So for next week, you'll be focusing on why the audio is borked and what else?
What else?
Yeah.
Why the audio is borked? Fix up the audio.
Okay. So mainly on audio, right?
Mainly audio.
Charles has a question. Is John going to be making a full GBA game, or is this just fun messing around?
No.
John's track record at finishing a full project is pretty bad. But are you? There's pressure now, John. Are you going to finish?
I will do a tiny game, a tiny full-fledged game.
A tiny
GBA.
A tiny full-fledged game running on the actual hardware, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything in mind at the moment?
Maybe a very simple shmup.
A very simple shmup. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So Chow apparently was messing about with NES stuff. That's cool.
Nice.
That's nice. I
imagine that's a lot harder to program for than the GBA.
Is it because it's the constraints are even greater, right? I don't see myself working at such low level for quite some time.
It definitely takes a lot of time to just to get something
to
up.
work, right? Yeah. That's very cool though. It's fun to see how it all comes together.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. Oh, okay. So everyone will have to prepare for a whiplash because I don't have technical stuff. Hang on. Let me share my screen with you, John. Let me know if you can see my screen, eh? I'm going to set the expectation straight. I didn't really have time this week to work on the game, so I don't have much, John. Yeah, I really don't have much. But let me just run and show you what I have. So last week, what did I show you? The cannon, right? The basic cannon, right? The controls, I haven't really quite worked out the controls yet. Do you remember when Devious Oatmeal was saying that I should, when I hold down the button, right? The rotation of the cannon should be slow. And then last week I never really got around to doing that, right? But this time I have, right? So now I know you say that this is a bit fast, right? And it would be a bit difficult for you to time the button press, right, to fire yourself out of the cannon. So now it's slower, right, when you hold it down, and then instead of firing upon pressing, it's firing upon release. And then check out what is done when I release. Woo! Did you see something? Did you see something, John?
Oh, look at the particles, the trail of particles.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. That's about it.
Nice.
But essentially, I mean, it's just a very simple. It's very simple, right? I mean, the moment I zoom in, you can see how crude it is. It's it's just a bunch of pixels, and then they separate into 3 smaller groups, and then each one will scatter, and then I try to how do I put it? It will scatter in 3 directions, right? So eventually it will just be a single pixel for each group, and eventually they disappear. And I make a pool of them. I make a pool of them, and then for every few frames, I just keep spawning one, and I'll get this effect. Right? It's fairly cheap. It's fairly cheap. Yeah. So I'm trying to see if there are more places where I can do stuff like this.
Nice.
Right.
Do you randomize the rotation of the particles?
Oh, I didn't. Maybe I should, right? So that it looks a bit more non-uniform. Yeah.
I wonder if that will make it look more more interesting, or
more organic.
or I wonder if more organic, or if it's not such a good idea.
Not such a good. No, I think no. That's a good idea, John. Usually I'll do that. I'll do the rotation, right? And like it can face like different 4 directions, like one of the 4 directions, up, down, left, or right. And that can help to make things look a bit more natural. But I didn't get around to it because I literally did this like 20 minutes before the before our chat. Because I don't have much to show, you see. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Chow has a question. Can I be included in this progress sharing chat in the future? Of course. We do this every week. So we will definitely love to have you in, like from next week onwards, if you like. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man. Okay. That's one thing. Oops! I fired myself into the exit. That's another thing.
That works.
I guess that works. Yeah. I guess that works. So in terms of level, right? I'm thinking of trying to mix up the different mechanics, right? So like have mechanics build off each other. So what do you think this one is?
Oh, you need to shoot yourself into the other cannon.
Yeah.
Through the portal.
Through the portal, right? Yeah. Through the portal like that.
Nice.
So I'm thinking of having the different mechanics work off each other. So like cannon and portal is one thing, right? But I can also have cannon and the disappearing block, maybe. Yeah. But there's definitely more that I can think about. Like people has been suggesting that I have spikes that can be attached to disappearing blocks. So let me see if I can. So that one I have not done it. It's a bit more cumbersome. Let me see.
All these sadistic people.
Yeah, I know,
spikes
right?
on disappearing blocks.
Yeah, so you see these disappearing blocks here? Like every time I jump, it disappears, right, and reappear. So people are saying that I can have spikes attached to it, and then when the block disappears, the spikes also disappear. So then it gives, it makes the level design more interesting in a sense.
These cruel people.
Cruel people, yeah, and indeed. So this is just a quick level to test cannons with portals, something like that. Oops.
I wonder how the cannon will interact with the disappearing blocks. Like when you fire, will the blocks switch?
Yeah, that's the intention. Because the springs. Hang on, I have springs, right? Oh crap! Can you pretend you didn't see that? That always happens when I didn't go to the world selection first. Okay. Anyways, I have springs, right? Let me see. Oh my god, which one is it?
Showing the whole thing. You're giving away your whole game.
Oh no, I think I don't actually have it here.
Yeah.
No, like
Back.
springs with. I don't have a way to go back, John.
No. What?
But in any case, all I'm saying is that when you bounce on the spring, the state of the box actually changes.
Oh, okay.
So similarly for cannons, right? I would like for the same thing to happen. Is there more? Let me think. Cannons. Yeah, but with cannons, right, I really feel like making breakable blocks, you know. There's also this I also want probably a special surface, right? That that boosts your velocity, that boosts your speed when you hit it,
Okay.
right? So that you can bounce your way upwards. And you played Powder 2?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Slime.
blue gel, right? The blue slime, right? Yeah. And then you don't lose any energy when you hit it. Yeah. So essentially, I will be able to bounce my way, you know, up two narrow columns, you know. If I implement that.
I feel like that kind of accelerating block you could probably use your arrow animation here for the accelerating block, right?
Oh, that's true.
Just change it green or something, color it green or something, and there you have it. Ta-da! Acceleration.
I know, right?
Boost pad.
Yeah. Boost pad. That's right. Okay. So that's about it. But maybe I'll just talk about something. When I was working on this level, I'm just going to talk about my horrible code, right? So when I was talking about this, when I was doing this level, right, there was this. I encountered a bug, which is that when I hit the spike, right, there is a chance of it. There's a chance of the collision failing, and then I'll just bounce off the spikes. Right, and it has to. For example, when I hit the spike, right, instead of colliding with the spikes, it collided with the wall, right, and then bounced off before hitting the spikes. So it's going to so basically you have seen, right, the collision detection code it's something that I've written a long time ago, and it's based off Sean Spelding's game maker tutorial, right, like way back. Right? I've seen it. I have told you that the collision resolution is that you keep pushing, you keep nudging the entity, right? Like 1 pixel forward until just before the collision, right? And I told you that isn't really very efficient, right? But it works because the game's resolution is so low, so we don't really have to worry too much about optimization. Yeah, but I'm thinking that since, you know, I've been experiencing like this issues with collision here and there, that for my next project I'll probably want to rewrite the way I do collision detection. So the problem with this was that hang on, The problem with this was that upon hitting the wall, right, I immediately do the collision response. Right. So previously it wasn't an issue because when my character hit the wall, right, there's the wall cling, right? It just clings to the wall. Right? And then if the spike is there, then I'll hit the spike, right? Immediately on the next frame, then I'll die, right? But because now I have a separate state, right, that will bounce off a wall. So if I were to do a collision test with the wall first, right, and then I do the collision response accordingly, that would put my ball right here, right, and then it would miss the spikes. Right, and that's what's happening. So I quick hack my way around it, right. I make it such that I don't change the position of the ball until of the character until the next frame. But it's a hack, right? I think from next project onwards, I would just change the way I do collision detection and response. So rather than responding immediately, right, I will probably just have a list of collision paths, like all the collision events that has happened, and then I'll resolve it accordingly. later, like as two separate passes. So which then brings to mind the issue I've had with the overlapping ports in Project Dungeon, right? So then my plan for that would be that I would sort the collision event, right, based on the penetration depth. So I'll probably resolve the one with the highest depth first, right? Hopefully that would resolve the penetration issue, like having them constantly vibrating. You remember what I was talking about, right? Right. Like if like
push like a whole bunch of pots together against the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Just into the start.
Exactly.
Weird
Like,
physics bug.
Yeah, the physics bugged out, right? Yeah. So I have like a bunch of boxes pressed together against a static wall. The wall doesn't move, right? And then there is some issue with the way the collision response is done, because I'm basically resolving the collision in the same order. How do I put it? The way I'm resolving the collision, right, between all of these boxes, the collision pairs basically, they're all always done in the same order, so the penetration is never resolved, right? Yeah. So then that was the problem. So I'm thinking, right, if I were to sort the collision response by the depth, the penetration depth, that would mean that I don't have to loop through the collision like so many times, right, and still have the problem not be resolved, you know? Yeah. So that's one thing. That's something that I'm considering, but I'll only be doing this for the next project onwards when I redo the collision. Yeah, that's about it, John.
I wonder if the problem will still occur if you push all the pots into the corner of the room.
Into the corner.
Yeah, so then they'll be colliding. Some of them will be colliding against two walls.
Oh yeah. How would that?
But anyway.
No, but then you will resolve the one that has the higher depth first, right? The higher penetration depth first. I suppose. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. I have to think about this. Yeah, but for a project as small as Jamjuboa, I don't have to actually implement this, right? I don't want to be distracted by this again. Right, like the way I did it for Project Dungeon, I spent so much time doing the stuff that is not related to gameplay, and then now I probably will be switching to a different smaller project. So I basically wasted a month.
Well.
Oh, but the good thing is I can reuse some of the code that I've written. Yeah. That's about it. What would you like to see next, John? From Jamjuboa?
Audio. Sound
effects. Maybe.
There's no sound effects right now.
There actually is, but I set the master volume to 0 because
I wonder if I can hear it though.
No. I mean, I in code I set the master volume to 0 because I don't want to keep listening to it when I'm working. And it's not good, you see. There's no variation for the jumping. Yeah, so I'll probably have to spend some time working on it. It's a lot of tedious work though. It's not like this interesting technical issue to fix. It's more like just tedious work. Like, do I have enough variation of the jumping sound? Do I have to choose one to play randomly? Stuff like that. Necessary work, just very tedious. Yeah. Okay. Another thing is I need to label the button here. Alright. So I'm basically getting to the point where I'm doing the less interesting stuff. One other thing I've added is it kind of retains the memory of like which is the last world you visited. So if you click on the final button, right, and you go back, right, it's the camera is focused on the last one.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't like in the past, right, where it just resets back to this position and then you have to scroll all the way out. So it's just a minor fixes here and there, UI UX related stuff.
Nice.
So Charles says that he's got a lot of stuff done in the past few days, and for his part, he would like to share next Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. So, looking forward to it next Sunday then. I'll talk to you again, like, then we can maybe set this up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's also John, do you remember Albert?
Who?
Albert, he's another solo dev that used to be from Red Loop. No?
Oh,
Maybe I'll use this chance to
no.
show. Hang on, eh? Hang on, am I able to find his game? Hang on. I've been talking to him as well. He's an artist by trade, right? But apparently he picked up coding on his own. Right. Let me see if I can find a video. Where's the video? Come on. Ah, there we go. It's a video of his game. Oh my god. Lag!
Oh, cool.
It's been working on this.
It's a dungeon crawler thingy.
It's a dungeon crawler thing, right? Inspired. He says it's inspired by Binding of Isaac. Yeah. The amount of work done by this one person is a bit crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've been talking, right, and say like when he feels like he's ready, right, maybe he can come on and share his work with us as well.
Nice.
Yeah. You have not seen this?
Looks.
Yeah.
No, I've not.
Oh, okay, I'm
Looks
surprised.
flashy.
Yeah, looks flashy. Looks pretty flashy. I've played the game. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Okay, is that it, John? Should we recap?
Yes.
Yeah, let's recap. Okay.
Right. So I had some blocked audio today, and I will figure out why it's blocked next week.
Why is blocked next week? Okay. So for you, more audio. For me, right, probably more levels. I don't know if I want to work on the sound effects at the moment. Oh, I still have one more week of part-time work. So again, right, I will not be able to work on my project as much as I would like to. But I will try to get more levels up and running. Right. So I think there's some potential with the cannons, right? So I want to make a few more levels and see if I can come up with more interesting design. Yeah. As at the moment, right? No, I've mixing portals with Canon, but none of these are particularly innovative level design, right? It's just it's been done before. So I'm wondering if there is something more unique that I can do or I can explore. Yeah. Right.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's what I'll be doing. Right. More level design. Possibly one or two more small obstacles for the player. Okay. Shall we call it? Okay. Hey everyone. Thanks Chow for dropping by. Thanks Joe for. Thanks Love for the follow. Thank you so much. This is what we do every single week, right? We just talk to each other. It's a way for us to not slack off, basically, right? To keep at it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we make it a point to always show each other what we have, right? Even if we don't really have much to show, right? It's just something that we've promised ourselves, right, John? Yeah. So next week, Chow will be showing us his stuff. That'd be nice. Yeah. Okay. So we hope to see everyone again next week around same timing, right?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
It's Chinese New Year. I wonder.
Oh yeah, it's Chinese New Year.
I wonder if it will.
You wonder if it will affect the thing. We'll see. We'll see, John.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll discuss again. Hey, Chow, we'll talk to you about the timing. Okay. Hey, thanks. Okay. It's time for us to go.
Yep.
See ya. See ya. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thanks everyone.